Hi everyone, welcome back. It's episode 21 of the Common Woman Podcast.
Yay.
Yeah. That was a mouthful. 21. I love it. I love it. We're still going, guys. We're still going. And shout out to you if you're still going with us. We appreciate you for listening and for watching us on YouTube if you do. So we are excited. Well, I am excited because I had a lovely week of vacation last week off. Mel is mad at me because I left her at work.
Left me alone at work for a full week, you and Jen.
Yeah, and Westland.
And it's that time.
Oh, rough.
It's been rough.
Yeah. But we're back. We're back in it. So today we're talking about living together. There's a couple different situations. Well, we wanted to talk about
different avenues of it.
Yeah. We didn't want to just talk about living together. We wanted to talk about living with your parents in your late 20s.
Yes. Till 30.
Yeah.
That was rough. That was rough. I'll never forget. Anyway, that and then living with a boyfriend, partner, husband.
Yeah.
I don't have any roommate.
Living alone, maybe?
And living alone, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never lived with a roommate, but I had a boyfriend that lived with me shortly for like a year, and I wanted to die. Hated it. But living with your parents. When did you and Chris move in together? How old were you?
I was 23. So I was
lucky
just
you.
out of college. I had my first full-time job. So I went from living straight with my mom and went right into it. Was so funny, the transition that happened though, because Babe has his own place, or he had his own apartment, and it was really, really nice. It was like one of the things that attracted me even more to him when I went there. It was super clean, smelled good. So as we started dating in the beginning, like I would go over there every day. You know how it is when you're like really like close with your boyfriend and you're always over there. Like he started clearing out like one little drawer for me. He's like, I got this for you. And my mom used to always make comments like, "Oh, so you live there now?" I'm
That's
like,
how I did it with my ex.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you
really?
start making once you're the person's always there, you're like, let me give Babe a little drawer. And then it turns into closet space, and then next thing you know, they move in. That's what happened.
That's exactly what happened with us. And I was in denial for a long time because my mom was like, "Are you really staying there or what?" Because like she kind of used to make me feel guilty because she was a Christian. And, you know, you're supposed to live with your man before you get married. So I was just like, I'm not really living there. I'm there every single day, day and night. So yeah, then
you
eventually
just stopped coming home.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Let me just do this. Like, I don't even remember when the transition, the official transition. I guess I was just like,
did you always like go home late, like really late?
No, I would sleep over. I would leave my clothes there. And then eventually it was just starting to get inconvenient. Like, because he lived closer. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's funny? We used to work together in a branch. We used to work for a rental car company together. So we were in the same branch, but we would take separate cars because nobody knew we were dating. So like he would leave and we would show up and act like we didn't see each other at home. Hey, good morning.
That was funny.
How long did you keep that under wraps though?
Until he left and got another job.
Y'all are good.
He used to tell people he had a girlfriend named Sherry.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
That was my girl's
Any
name,
person
Sherry.
I dated in rental, they knew.
Yeah.
I'm the worst. Yeah, I'm a handsy. I'm a handsy. But I'm kicking it with you. I'm handsy.
Yeah.
I'm the worst. That's funny.
Yeah.
They know now.
Yeah. A couple people suspected, but
they know now.
We tried to keep it under wraps.
That's funny.
Yeah, and there'd be girls like sitting on his lap and stuff when we go out for happy hours, and I'd be like burning holes into them with my eyes, and they had no idea.
Why are they sitting on your lap?
Because we were all cool. Yeah. They didn't know.
Was I the only one who didn't sit on motherfuckers' laps that I'm just cool with? Am I the only one who just didn't do that? I never found that like the thing to do.
Yeah.
If you're not my man, I'm not on your lap.
I didn't do that either. I don't know.
Maybe for like young. If you want to take like a group picture and okay, but like, guy, what are you doing?
I be fighting with this microphone every week.
You have big boobs. Is it your boobs?
No, it's my head.
How is your head?
My headphones are all the way up here, and I still managed to like do something.
Her boobs are closer.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Somehow she face butts it.
Yeah, it's sad.
You have to get you one of those clip-ons.
I know, that would be better. Yeah, but living with your parents, I don't know how you did it, because I was ready to go. I loved my mom and everything, but I was like, nah.
I don't know how I did it. I think, okay, so I had it pretty good, though. Like, I had a parking spot at the building, and I came and went as I pleased. It was annoying because I would get speeched out constantly about my drunkenness on the weekends.
You would come home drunk?
Yeah. There was a couple of times. Like, there was, oh, God, bendito. One time I was coming in the house. I didn't drive. It was my girlfriend's birthday, so her boyfriend drove. And I hardly ever get to go out where I'm not the driver, so I clearly just went overboard. So I was going home and I was trying to get the key at the door and dropping the key and shit. I'm just looking down like.
So you were sloppy drunk?
I was so sloppy. My father opens the door. Look at you. What? Okay. I just went to bed and I got speeched out like
on the regular,
like 2 Sundays a month. I was getting speeched out, but I just had money, like, because I worked. I had a good paying job and I was just chilling. But it started to catch up because the speeches and just they were just so in my business.
Did you have to check in every time you went out? Well,
wait, what did he say?
You got no privacy.
Yeah, no.
Were they like text when you get there, text when you're on the way home?
My mother's still like that.
Oh,
my mother's still like that.
So you haven't gotten away.
She probably loves me more now because back then I just wouldn't respond.
You ghosted your mom?
I would ghost my mom. I'll see you. I live with you, girl. Get it together.
I see you when I see you.
I'll see you. I'll be coming home at some point. But now I just,
my mom didn't ask no questions.
No, my mother is on my ass. Like, still. Like, she'll call me. I'll leave the Bronx. It'll be 5 p.m. on a Sunday. Clearly, I'm going home. And let's say it's like 6. She'll call me. Hi.
Aww.
You didn't tell me you got home. Well, I mean, lady, what do you think happened?
She needs to get the Find Friends app so she can just.
Oh no, you
can't. I will never give that to her. I thought about it 1 second and I said, "There's no effing way.
No,
there's no effing way. Are you kidding me? What are you doing in Yonkers?" I'm like, "Bitch, mind your business."
At 2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm not. Even though my ass is usually home anyway.
I get it, but I think it's cute.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Like, it's whatever, but it's a little like, okay, are we really doing this forever? Like, is this a forever thing? And then I'm already in a space where I'm home all the time anyway. So it's like, why do you think I'm out? I'm tired all the time. Somebody texted me the other day, old lady sleeping beauty, and I was like, you facts. It was like 10 p.m. and I missed a call at 10 p.m. because at 9:30 it was lights out.
Yeah,
fuck it. It is. I'm tired. I work. It is what it is. But so then I had always this anxiety of not being able to afford my lifestyle moving out.
Yeah,
which was true. I cannot afford the lifestyle.
Now you still living it. You still doing good,
girl. With debt now because I still want to live this lifestyle, but
the American way, yo.
Her debt is like pocket change compared to my debt.
So I'll never forget. So my father was actually prior to me looking, we were starting to bump heads. the space just felt so much smaller. And he's like, he's not angry, but he's crazy. Dad's crazy. Anyway, I'll never forget one day. I had friends over. My mom was hanging out with us too. We were playing gestures and some shit, drinking. And he comes and barges in at like 10:30. You're being too loud. I was mortified. And in that moment, I was like, it's time to move the fuck out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so right after that incident, I started looking. I want to say within like 2-3 months, I got a place.
Yeah, that happened fast. I remember that.
It was that fast.
Yeah.
I did. I felt it in that minute. I said, I don't fit here anymore. Mm-hmm. And it was the push I needed, because I should have moved out earlier, but I was living the life. Yeah. You know, I was going out to dinner multiple times a week. Mm-hmm. Like it was nice. Yeah. It was nice.
You don't have to pay rent, so you can just.
I didn't pay
money for
anything in that house, which was
sweet.
clutch.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, but it comes with a price.
It came with the price. Yeah. So. Yeah.
And then there's the moving.
It was, yeah, but prior to that, so I feel like my parents at the time were like probably early 60s, late 50s. And I feel like I was catching on to all their phobias, like everything, the anxieties of certain things, the peeing every 5 seconds. I said, I am not 60. Why am I doing this to myself? I still have this issue.
You have to do bladder exercises.
Like, why am I doing this?
That is too funny.
I don't have kids, because I know when you have kids, I heard that your bladder is a little more questionable.
Yeah.
I don't have this. I have old lady mental syndrome, apparently. Anyway, what did you say about moving out?
Yeah, then there's that transition of being on your own and how scary that is.
So, okay, so when I got the call that I got the apartment, I accepted it, and I laughed. Maya was next to me in the car. I was driving, and I laughed and I cried at the same time. I was hysterically crying, but laughing. I had so many emotions in that moment, like, oh shit, this is real.
And this was a big deal.
It was.
Because we had been talking about it. Like, all of your friends had been talking with you about, like, getting your own place.
Everyone wanted me to fucking move out. And I was like, y'all are just haters, because y'all are broke.
I remember you were saying
I'm rich.
Too. And I was like, facts.
It was facts. I was like, y'all are some hating ass bitches. But you're right, I do need to fucking move out. So when I got the place, so now I go to the place, and the anxiety, I was like, oh God, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I'm already lonely just by seeing the space. And I went a few times with my mom, so like bring stuff and clean, and I would get panic attacks. And my mom was like, okay, you're wilding out. Aww. Yeah, she was like, I feel like we need to furnish it so it looks, she's better. Like, you're seeing an empty canvas and you're freaking out. Let's go furniture shopping. Yeah. So we did that. I still was dying. Really? It even took my brother. I guess my mother told him and my father told him that I was freaking out. First of all, my father wasn't as supportive in the beginning because he didn't want me to move out. So he was in his feelings about it. It wasn't until later when he came and it was furnished and done and he met the downstairs people that he was like, all right, like, this seems safe. Good, yeah. Yeah. But my brother even drove me there and walked around and he was like, this is nice. And he's talking about it and talking it up. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, so when the furniture came is when I was like, okay, all right. I see that this is like a homey place. I couldn't do the empty.
It feels like home
I was
now.
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then the first night, at first I stayed in the Bronx. I would go back and forth. I would take turns staying in the place because I didn't feel, they're so quiet that like unless I heard the guy downstairs walking, I felt very alone. I've never lived in a house either. I lived in an apartment. So I'm not familiar with like
It's a whole different thing.
It is a whole different thing.
Different.
There's different entrances. It's quieter. So you feel a lot. Yeah. So I was like, oh God, I feel very just alone. Like it was weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I would hear him downstairs and I would feel safe. Okay, someone's downstairs. I'm not completely alone. And then eventually that alone felt good. And that quiet was amazing.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where I couldn't go back and stay in the Bronx because now the Bronx was too loud and I couldn't get comfortable.
Yeah.
And then that transition just happened and it was just perfect after that. But
nice.
that
you got used to it.
The first I want to say the first 2 months. Is when
I remember.
I was freaked. I was freaked out. I was freaked out. I had lived with my parents for so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So going from an apartment with 3 of us to just me by myself in another borough that I never lived in.
Yeah.
It was like, oh God.
A big adjustment.
It was.
I'm proud of you for doing it though.
I needed to. Oh God, if I did another year, I don't know what would have happened to me in the house.
I can't imagine what that was like. I've never lived by myself. Never lived on my own. The closest I got to living by myself was when I lived with my mom because she would work different hours and stuff. So I felt like that was sort of my apartment in a way. But that's it. I went straight into Babe. Thankfully, he's, easy to live with because it's not always easy to live with someone. I mean, it was still an adjustment in the beginning. I'm sure, because I'm not the cleanest person there is. I've gotten cleaner over the years.
I would have hated you.
You would hate me now. You certainly would.
I wanted to kill my ex. I wanted to kill him. I was like, I can't ever live with a man. As I watched him, I think I mentioned this before, watching the crumbs fall everywhere and his clothes being everywhere. I was like, what is this? When we broke up and I was back to alone, I felt so much better.
You were like, I can breathe.
What's sad is I thought of Sex and the City. Do you remember that?
I didn't watch that show.
Okay, so she marries the guy and moves in his place, but keeps her place on the side. And I feel like I'm scared. He kind of made me scared to live with another man because I'm scared I'm going to hate it. And so I kind of okay, we'll get a place together. A part of me is like, do I want to keep my apartment? Can I afford to do that? I already have had these thoughts.
Just as a backup plan.
I already had these thoughts of a fallback, which is not good because I feel like that's not trusting in the situation. But I don't think I have
even the cleanest guys. I always hear from everyone that guys always throw their socks on the floor. What is that?
I don't know. This man threw all clothes on the floor, so I don't know.
But it's are they clean or are they dirty?
Wait, they never make it to the hamper?
No.
I got a whole problem with this.
So your socks make it to the hamper?
Yeah.
Mine do too.
I might take them off on the couch and chill there for a while. But before I go to bed, I brush my teeth anyway. So they come with me to the bathroom. I can't leave. I can't see them. I'm psychotic.
Socks on the floor.
Dishes will never be left in my sink. There's just specific things that cannot go down in my crib.
I can't wait to see how it is when you have a child.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Well, that's just going out the window.
That's what Jennifer says to me.
It does.
Jennifer's like,
no matter how hard
you're gonna be able to pick up after them? I'm like, challenge accepted.
Okay.
You can, but you're gonna be working tirelessly doing so because it's as soon as you clean up, that's when they start throwing toys everywhere.
Can we talk about my niece really quick? So she's 2 going on 3. So my father's been trying to get her to clean up her mess or whatever. So he goes to see her at her house. And she goes to the room with him to show him her toys. And she throws shit everywhere. And then my dad leaves. And so her mom comes and she's like, Kaylee, you made a mess. You need to clean up. Papa came and he made this mess. And then he left.
All day.
And then he left.
Wow.
So this cute little lie also went into the next day today.
Wow.
That was yesterday. Today, I think grandma was babysitting her. I said, Kaylee, you made a mess. It's time to clean. And she was like, Papa came and made this mess. So my poor dad is getting blamed for all these toys everywhere.
Them toddlers be lying. Inaya, my daughter does it all the time. Like, I didn't do that. Like, no one else is here but you. I didn't do it.
She start blaming the dog.
You know? She
Poor
does.
dog, yo.
It's too funny.
Dog's like,
funny.
just love me.
Exactly. All I want is love. That's it.
Just love me.
She's obsessed with Inaya, our dog.
Dogs love babies.
Yeah.
It's cute.
They're good friends, though. They're good friends. Yeah, so it's a transition, getting used to living with someone. But I mean, I never had a roommate. Have you?
I've never had a roommate.
Yeah, I don't think I could live with another woman.
I went from parents to alone. I think it made a difference too that I didn't go away to college.
I was gonna ask you that next.
Yeah, I never went away to college. I lived with them straight through. I wanted to go away to college, and my dad was like, he's so controlling. He was like, all right, well, you go to school away. I'm not paying it.
Oh.
I said, well, then.
And I guess I'm not going.
I'm staying.
I'll be staying here then.
I'll be staying right here. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's expensive.
I got shut down. He was like, I'll pay the bill here. I'm not paying the bill if you leave. And I said, well, then I'm staying right the fuck here. Why not?
I'm glad that I commuted because I feel like I would have gotten in a lot of trouble had I stayed on campus because I got in enough trouble just being a commuter. But you know how when you commute, you don't really stay on campus as much. So you don't know. Well, for me, I didn't make like that many friends, and like I would go home in between classes and stuff like that. Like I didn't really stay on until I started to join things. Like I got on the dance
to go
team.
Home in between classes.
I did. It was like 15, 20 minutes away from my house. So I would go home because I would have like a long block of time, like an hour, 2 hours. So I was like, I'm not just going to sit around and stare at the wall because I don't know anybody.
It took me an hour to commute there, so I would have to stay in the area.
But you talk to everybody, so I'm sure you made
I
more
have
friends. I made friends later when I joined the dance team and stuff like that. So then it was cool. But if I stayed on campus, the partying.
No. I definitely, God knew what he was doing.
The men's.
When
it was too much. It was
a
shock.
Yeah. God knew. We weren't, but I wasn't built for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't mind it. I'm glad that we lived together before we got married. Because you know how there's like religious people who say, you know, you're not supposed to stay or cohabitate or whatever before you get married. I honestly think it's a good thing. Because then you get to really know someone.
I agree.
Yeah, you get to know their ins and outs, their habits, their good ones and bad ones. And if you're going to be able to really do this with this person, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a bad thing. As long as you're with the right person, and then you certainly will find out if you are or not.
I entertained the idea of moving in with an ex of mine when I was younger. And my dad got wind of it.
Shut that down.
He was like, you will never ask me for help. I will never help you.
Oh, withdrew the support.
I was like, oh, shit.
The check was gone.
Anything goes wrong, don't ask me. I was like, God,
wow, that's
harsh.
how much he didn't like that
Apparently
dude.
he didn't like dude.
Yeah. No, he just wasn't with the whole living with a guy either. No, he wasn't with any of that. So I was like, damn.
I wonder if I'm still gonna feel that way when my daughter gets older and she wants to move in with her boyfriend.
I feel bad for the guy.
Oh, you're gonna give them hell.
Not only me, huh?
Oh well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I ain't worried.
Doesn't play.
I ain't worried.
That's true. You're right. United will hold her own.
He probably be coming to me. Yo, what do I do with your daughter? Who told you to go there?
Yeah, because she is exactly like him.
Do you think there's an age that you would be?
For what?
I'm trying to think about my mentality back then.
Yeah, to leave.
I feel like it's about maturity more than age.
Yeah,
like, how mature are you? Do you have a job? Are you paying your bills? Are you being responsible? You know, can you manage a life on your own? If you've proven that while being in the house, then I feel like you would be okay to move on and be by yourself, even though I don't want you to leave.
I tell you, my parents still are like, My father still will say, if you need to come back, you can come back. Get the hell fucking no. It's really
Isn't it nice to have that in the back of your mind, though?
No.
Like,
It's really sweet.
Even though you would never.
I wonder if he means it, but
I'm sure he does.
I'm like, where would I really fit with all this shit? But I was like, that's sweet. I will never be coming back, but that's very sweet.
Yeah. That's cool.
I'll be on this couch before I go. And no, I'm just kidding. I'll go back.
He ain't gonna let you on this couch. This is his lounge. It's like, he barely lets me on this couch.
He's gonna be like, yo, move over. I'm trying to smoke this cigar.
You know?
I'm like, my hair. Put my hair.
Like,
put
you
a
gonna have
bag
to deal
on
with it.
I hate the cigars in my damn hair. Anyway.
That's one of the reasons why I don't really smoke them anymore. I used to really like smoking cigars with you, but
it
like I can't
immediately.
And the taste in your mouth, I don't like.
Yeah,
cigars are beautiful.
They stain your teeth.
No, they don't.
They do.
If you brush them, they're right.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to look at your teeth.
We ain't
later.
from England over here.
Stupid.
I don't even know what he's. I don't even.
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna acknowledge that.
Watch any
There's
English.
people who listen in Europe.
I'm so lost. I'm gonna stay here in this space.
I'll tell you later. Yeah, it's a good place to be at. So, babe, what was your situation? Did you go straight to living? Oh wait, no, you didn't. Did you live by yourself or?
Yeah, I was by myself for a while.
You left at like 15,
yeah,
didn't
I left
you?
the house at 15.
Oh wait, I was guessing you really did.
I did.
How did you leave the house at 15?
I got up and left.
You can't leave at 15.
Why
Where
not?
did you stay at 15? Because you can't do anything at 15.
Who said?
The
This
world.
is Babe we're talking about.
I need to understand. Where did you go at 15?
What I did initially when I first moved out, I was like 15, 16. I stayed over at rentals. You know how they rent the rooms and stuff like that? I did that first.
Really?
And then
how did you make money? You had a job?
Yeah, I had a job. I did a construction demo. So I used to do that. It's off the books, so I didn't have to pay taxes.
You didn't have to be at least 18.
No, not for that. What,
for the room
job?
and the job.
Not
They
either
don't
one.
let a 15-year-old stay in a room.
They just want
as
to
long
see
as
you
you
got
had the money.
money.
Wow.
That's it.
And
As
how
long
did
as
you
you had
have
money
that
for
job
it.
at that age?
I've always did stuff like that. My grandfather told me how to do that stuff. So then I got a job doing it. Demo's easy. You just break shit. You know?
Right.
You know, break shit and drag it into the cart. And that's it.
Okay.
So
That's
I
a
did
good
that
job
for
to
a
have
while.
as a young man.
Yeah, it is. Because you get exercise too. And I did that for a few years. And then I moved into my first apartment. I had a couple other jobs.
At what age?
About 18. 18 I had my first place. And that was... I had that for a while. Then I moved in with my first daughter's mom after that. Lived there for a few years. Then I left there. Then I got a place in the Bronx, and I moved in with got a house
You've been all over the place.
in Long Island, and then after
That's
that,
how old he is, y'all.
whatever. Then I came back. Oh no! Before that, I stayed in my grandma's downstairs for a little bit. Then I went back up, and then where did I go? Oh,
Did
then
you
I
have
came
a
back
hard
here.
time? Did you have a
After
hard
I met you,
time?
and then I came back here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a gypsy.
But yeah,
All
I don't
over the
care.
place.
I'll
You'll go
move anywhere. I
wherever.
don't
You'll
give a
go
shit.
wherever.
I'll go out of state. I don't care. As long as it's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Home is where the heart
always-
is,
I've
right?
lived on my own for a while in the beginning.
Was it hard to like go into being with someone in a house or apartment after being by yourself for so long? I would imagine that's hard. Like,
You know what?
Dude, I did it briefly and I was dying.
Well, you know what it is. Well, I mean, I guess the first time, yeah. The very first time that I had to share my place with somebody, yeah, it was kind of hard because you're used to doing things your own way and doing whatever the hell you want. And it's not necessarily that way when you're living with somebody. You got to kind of share stuff, you know?
Kind of.
Yeah, it's harder. Like,
So
I
it
don't,
is hard.
I don't mind like the weekend sleepovers. And I'm like, spoon me, and it's all
Yeah.
good. But then when it's like, all right, I have to get up and go to work the next day. Please be out of my zone.
Yeah.
Be out of my space. I need to sleep
Remove
wild in the middle of the bed. Yeah, I need to be in the middle of the bed. I need no one moving around me.
Yeah. Yes.
You stay up later than me. I turn the shit off. I need darkness. I can't.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, in the beginning, the first time it was tough because of like things like that. You used to just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
You can't really do that anymore because, I mean, you got to be considerate too, you know? So
Yeah.
you can't be a savage.
For me, it was hard in the beginning because
Team savage all day.
it was hard for me in the beginning because it was like we were always together. And I'm kind of like a loner by nature. So like I need my me time. So like when we first got together, I was like, oh my God, like we're always together. Like I loved spending time with you. But at the same time, I was like, okay, I need just a little bit of time just by myself.
Small problem. You were in my apartment.
Exactly. But I think it's good to have like a little bit of space every now and then when you live with somebody, because it's like you start to bicker like over stupid little things. Like you just like get on each other's nerves and pick at each other.
Oh, I'm a picker. I didn't become a loner until after I learned what it was to be alone. Now I'm a fucking loner. Now I have a very hard time adjusting to people. It's so backwards.
Yeah.
So backwards. Wow.
It's funny. It's like it's kind of like a paradox. It's like you want to be alone, but you don't want to be alone at the same time.
Yeah, there's
that's
times.
why you have separate rooms.
It's like times of the day.
Yeah.
It's times of the day.
Yeah.
Like I want you around. Like when it's time to chill out and watch TV. And then I just want you to magically disappear. When it's time to go to bed. And then I snap again and you're back.
Reappear.
Maybe like after I'm home from work having had dinner. And now it's time to drink some wine and watch TV. Here you are.
Here you are.
You're just here for TV.
Cuddle time.
You know,
Cuddle time.
You're just going to have to get yourself one of those things, those big pillows that wrap around you.
No, I don't want that.
But they don't talk to you. They don't have conversations.
You know, do other things.
She doesn't
you
want
know,
him to talk to her.
I want the
She doesn't want him to
The
talk either.
companionship.
I don't mind some talking.
Oh man.
I like pillow talk, but when it's time to go to bed, I don't want you there.
So isn't that pillow talk when you're in the bed?
Yeah, you can be like in the bed, but
I'm
like when
gonna go
it's
to
time
sleep,
to go
shut
to
the
bed,
fuck
like
up now.
get off me, shut up.
I'm a get off me type of person too, though. Like I don't like to be like cuddled all night long because I get really hot when I'm sleeping. I need to be cool, like, and I just need to be able to move around because I move around a lot. So
Yeah.
I clearly need when I actually live with a man, I need a king size bed.
Yes.
I need space from you
Mm-hmm.
because it's weird because I toss and turn a lot, but I'm also a light sleeper. So
Yeah.
if you toss and turn a lot, it's
It's
game
gonna
over
wake
for me.
up. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I toss and turn a
Same.
lot. I'm such a like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
So and I think it's also I'm just not used to someone sleeping with me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
You gotta get used to that.
you
too.
have to adjust to it.
Yeah.
It's funny because like it'll take me some time, but I'll adjust to it. But then when it's over and you're gone, I can adjust that much faster just by myself.
Like,
It's
here we
not
go.
bad.
Back to
I don't know
normal.
if that's bad, but it's just like
You comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even with the king size bed, it doesn't matter with this one over here because he will roll all the way over and we'll be at the corner of my side of the bed.
oh that
And the
pisses me
whole
off.
other side will be empty.
You don't push him.
Yes. I kick him all day.
What is
and he
wrong
don't
with
even,
you?
He don't
I
even,
don't know.
he just wants to be next to me.
Why don't you try switching sides?
He would just roll over to that side.
Oh my god!
Wherever he's like a
You
little
know what it
magnet.
is? She sinks the bed that way, so I roll
do.
that way.
Oh,
That's what it
It's
is.
facts though.
What
There's
do
like
you
a little
mean?
indentation where I sleep and he somehow floats on top of the mattress and there's no indentation where he sleeps. It's weird.
maybe it's
just
time
roll.
to turn the mattress.
Nah,
We
we
do.
do that all the time.
We do. I guess it's my butt. I don't know.
I'm so confused.
You look, yo.
But how
How
does
you
your
confused?
side? How does your side not have a dent?
I'm telling you, he floats in his sleep.
I had to finally turn my mattress because I realized I was in an entire dent because I slept on this one side for years. So I had to finally turn it.
And it was like a new mattress, right?
It was weird. I was like, oh shit.
Real flat.
Stiff.
Jeff, it was. I still haven't broken it completely.
It is too funny. Then there's people who have their children lay in bed with them. I can't do that. I was like, Inaya, you got to get out. This is mommy and daddy's space. I can't do it. I get why people do.
Did she ever?
No, because I would
Good
refuse.
for you. I don't want to be in that. I wouldn't want to be in that habit either.
Because that's hard to break. It's really hard to break. I get it though. It's like, especially when they're little and they're so cute and they snuggle up next to you. Like she used to snuggle up next to him in the bed all the time, but whenever she was with me in bed, she would be kicking me. She practically kicked me out the bed. I'd roll out and fall on the floor. So no, can't do it.
Yeah, but she would come into the bed. You know, like she would call me or come into the bed and sleep a little bit with me, but not with her.
Never. She never cuddles with me or does anything like calm. She's always just like on 100,000. She always gets so
sad about that.
She's always on 100,000. It's okay. I don't mind. She tells me she loves me all the time, so that's the way she shows her love to me.
That's the sour and the sweet. What is it? Sweet and Sour Patch Kids?
She'll be like freaking out and screaming at me, and then she'll be like, "I love you so much, mommy," and kisses me all within the same minute. She's crazy.
She's such a girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Damn, she's only how old? 4?
Yeah, she'll be 4 in October. I told him I'm scared of when she gets older. Like I'm
scared for you.
Hence the reason why I've never lived with another woman, because I don't even know what's gonna happen.
You're gonna cry.
And she's like him.
She's gonna make you cry.
She is. I've cried before. Right, didn't I cry? I cried one time. I was like, I don't know what to do with her anymore. She's 3.
Do you know what Anthony said to me last week? When your daughter fell off the chair for the 3rd time. I think he caught my face and he goes, "Did your ovaries shrivel and die?" It did for a minute. I was like, I don't know about this.
Yes, and that's what I tell myself.
She fell 3 times.
They'll try you.
And she was just so loud. But she's just energetic. Like this is just, you know, she's always on 1,000. I don't even know how she falls asleep in 2 seconds after that hyper. Like, I'm just like, how? But once that happened the 3rd time and she started screaming, I was like, I had like this stare, this weird blink, and this weird smile. And I looked at him and he was like, yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
This is it.
I said, I don't know. He said, me either. I said, well, there we go. This is where we live right now.
Yeah.
We're not 100% sure.
And that's what I say to myself every time I think about having another one. I'm like, another one of those.
I was just happy I wasn't fully alone. So I was like, am I like not a good person to be thinking, I don't know about this for me?
No.
And he was like, no, I get it. I'm in the same boat. And I was like, okay.
And I was frustrated too. I was like,
you handled it so well.
Because I had to take a second and have God come sit next to me because I was about to scream at her. You were real
calm. You were like, get up. Don't do that.
I'm telling you.
And I was sitting there like, oh shit.
Because in my head I was like, if you don't stop falling out the chair. I wanted to scream at her so bad.
You were so calm. You were alarmingly calm. I was like,
company here.
I was like, is Cortnie like, is she okay? I didn't know what was happening.
I really went in my head.
The reaction was so weird, and she was so numb looking that I was like, why does she look so fake right now? Like, you looked plastic. Like, it was just, I said, what is happening?
Yeah, I was done. I've lost my patience too many times with that little girl. They bring you there. They really bring you there.
Hysterical.
That's a whole nother thing, living with kids. Living with somebody and then living with kids.
That's a whole nother thing.
Enjoy your time alone. Enjoy it. Because you never have it again when you have kids. Yesterday, I was so tired. You know how, like, when you're tired, you want to just take a nap? You can take a nap whenever you want. Nah. I was laying in bed, and my daughter was like, Mommy, go to sleep. It's okay. Go to sleep. She kept jumping in and out of the bed. She gave me her blanket. Then she took it away. Then she's like, I want to go sleep in my bed. She goes in her bed. Then she comes back like 2 seconds later. Then she's going down the stairs. I'm like, stop going down the stairs. I just want to sleep. Leave me.
Where were you?
He was washing the truck.
Washing the truck.
She be going all 100 thou every day.
And you think she'd get tired after all that stuff. She was playing in the pool for like hours.
She was.
She's more hyper than my niece.
Really?
Yeah, your daughter is hype.
I don't understand where it comes from.
It's new batteries.
She got them extra strength energizers.
She does. Every time I'm like, how? As soon as I come in the house, she's screaming and jumping around, and I'm looking at her like, how are you going to go to sleep? You're so energetic right now. But then she goes to the bed and
it's funny. It's like she goes into hyperdrive right before she goes to sleep. Because last night he went out and I put her to bed and she was screaming at me at the top of her lungs because she likes to play around and I was not feeling it. So I just left. I was like, good night. And I left and she was like, Mommy! at the top of her lungs. 2 minutes later, she's completely knocked out. I'm like,
she's burning out that last bit of energy. That's what it is.
It's like this child is possessed.
She's burning out that last
what
bit
is happening?
right before she goes to bed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I don't know how people with 2 kids or more do it. I don't know.
I don't know what to say. I don't know.
Yeah. Kids are wonderful, but take your time, folks. Take your time. Live your life.
There's no return
Enjoy
policy.
it to the fullest. Yes.
That's what my mother says. She's like, it's not for everyone.
It's not.
She says she keeps it
true,
real.
though.
She's like, it's not for everyone. She was like, because it's hard and it's forever, and it just, the worry never leaves you.
Never.
Clearly, it's like it calls at 6 p.m. asking if I'm home yet. So and I'm grown as hell. So
I'm telling
clearly
you,
it doesn't go anywhere.
I'm glad that I waited as long as I did because I feel like I'm not missing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I was at a point in my life where I was like, okay, I am ready to do this. And I feel like I have a little bit more patience with her because I'm like, okay, this is what I wanted. I'm in here for the long haul.
I never see you lose it with her though.
Oh, it happens.
And as I watch,
the 2 of us,
sometimes I'm
go
like,
in on her.
I would lose it right now. I hit my breaking point. You're like, hey, nice, stop.
It's only because you guys. It's only because you guys were there. I'm telling you.
Stop.
But because of that, she like can get one over on me sometimes. So positive and negatives. All right.
I wasn't prepared for an affirmation, so I was trying to look it up now.
Yeah.
I was like, keep talking, Cortnie.
Oh, I didn't announce the drink we had today.
Oh, there you go.
You didn't
We
announce a
had-
few things today.
Huh? Oh, I didn't even announce who we are.
Yeah.
Hey, we're at the end of the podcast, but
Oh
I'm your
my
host,
gosh.
Courtney. I'm
We
joined
did
by
it?
the lovely and talented.
Melissa. Wow.
And we have Babe.
Hey.
Sorry.
In case y'all didn't know.
We just went right in.
like
1
40
hour
minutes in.
Sorry.
We were feeling this topic, I guess. But y'all know us, right?
You should
If you don't know us, go back and watch episode 1 and binge us.
There you go.
You're in for a good time. And by the way, never mind. I'll mention it later. Are you ready?
I think so. I hope this goes. Sorry, guys. Not prepared for work today.
Fail.
Affirmation. Yeah. I mean, we're not used to this. Affirmation for the week. I feed my spirit. I train my body. I focus my mind. It's my time.
Yes. All of that.
Kind of goes.
Why not?
I'll take it.
That's what you have to do when you're living with someone and they start to get on your nerves.
Or yourself.
Word. So what I was going to say before is all the information of how to contact us via email or social media will be on the screen, probably over here somewhere. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.